morning, everybody. My name is Erica, and I am here to talk to you about my cross stitch, my family vacation, and my scary medical emergency at 1 o'clock in the morning, this last morning. It's going to be a quick one today, but I really wanted to hop on and touch base with you guys since I'm on vacation, and you can probably tell I am not in my usual area. There's my son's potty, and some quilts from my mom did. My dad is a metallurgist. That was a picture that I took with a microscope of some blast. I'm in my parents' bedroom. That is where the kids and I, there's 2 beds for them, and I have been in this bed. My husband's been in an air mattress downstairs because this is a twin size bed, and I'm not about that life. I cannot sleep hot or like on top of people, and so, sorry honey. Anyways, I have 2 new projects to show you guys today. I'm so excited about, and I am going to put some pictures from our vacation at the end of this video. If you're new, hi, I don't normally shoot from here. I have a nice little setup in my room at home, but I am in Fort Walton Beach / Destin, Florida for a couple of days for my kids' birthdays. My husband was in Alabama doing some training. He's in the Army. And I have a little bit of a cough, so excuse me, I've got my coffee to help me. My parents very generously got tickets for my 2 kids and I to fly down here for a couple of days to stay with them because it was their birthdays last week. My daughter turned 2 on the 10th, and my son turned 4 on the 13th. So it's kind of nice that we can just do something really awesome and celebrate their birthdays like that, and celebrate them together, have one party, not have to decorate more than once. They had a great time. We went to the beach yesterday for their big party in the morning, and they had a piñata and cake and ice cream, and oh my god, my daughter. So she saw me, so my son got a bigger, like a quarter-size Power Ranger cake, and then my daughter, I felt bad because she doesn't like Power Rangers, so we got her a little $10 circular cake, and we just had him write her name on it. Well, after we sang happy birthday, they didn't even get to blow out candles because it was so windy. I started cutting her cake. She had a meltdown. Ballistic, crying, screaming, so upset because I had ruined her cake. So she was hiding under the table, and I was like, I didn't quite understand what her issue was, and my mom was like, she just wants the whole cake. I was like, oh, well, that's easy. I put the whole cake down there. It's her birthday, whatever, you only live once. And so she started scooping out just a handfuls of frosting, and it was pink and purple, so pink and purple everywhere. Her whole face, I have photos, it was like all you can see is eyes. And she's eating it, and like my husband got down there, and he would be like, can I have some? And she's rocking back and forth. They don't get sugar. My kids, we eat pretty clean, pretty much no fast food, no sugar, like it's, so when they get it, they go overboard. So do I. So she's rocking back and forth eating it, and my husband's like, can I have some? She goes, no, and she would just whisper no, and like kept rocking us anytime somebody tried to get any of her cake. So she's an only child. She does not share well at all when it comes to food. When it comes to toys, she's very sweet. But everyone had a really good time. My husband's mother is here. She lives in Mississippi, so she drove down with her husband, her youngest daughter, my husband's half-sister, Aunt Lacey, and Lacey's girlfriend, Ciara. So it was really sweet. My kids adore them. The girls are really sweet with kids. It's just been a very fun time. And my mother-in-law had never even met my daughter, my 2-year-old, and she'd only met my son. Well, once the day he was born, she came to the hospital in Alabama, and then when my son was 11 months old, we went to Ohio. Okay, so sorry, I'm jabbering, and it's like halfway through the time, and we gotta get ready to go because, well, real fast, I'll say the medical emergency. And oh gosh, I normally say this, but I'll put a timestamp below for those of you who want to just go straight to the stitchy talk. So yesterday, we went to a bouncy house place in Santa Rosa Mall here in Fort Walton, and my son's nose kept running, and my mom kind of commented like, is he getting sick again? Because you might not know, but a couple weeks ago we were all sick. And I was like, I don't think so. It's just sometimes when he gets really excited or he's running around a lot, he'll get a runny nose or a little bit of a cough. I don't know why. It's kid things, I guess. Well, sure enough, last night he started coughing more. I still didn't pay any attention to it. He was eating fine, acting fine, no fever, whatever. We go to sleep, and like I said, my daughter's in this little pack and play. My son is right next to her in a toddler bed. And around 1 o'clock in the morning, I wake up and I hear a noise and I can't really tell what it is. And I don't know who's awake. I don't know if it's my daughter or my son, and I don't want to turn lights on to wake everybody up and figure it out. And so I'm kind of sitting there half awake, like, what is this? Is it crying? Is it coughing? Like, what is this noise? And then all of a sudden I see my son walk up to the bed, and he is wheezing terribly, and he's like, Mom, I can't breathe. And he was crying while he was wheezing because he was scared and he couldn't breathe. And then he started coughing, and it sounded exactly like a seal. So I kind of already knew what it was, but I still panicked. So I picked him up and I went into my mom's room next to us, and I was like, what do I do? She wakes up and she's like, what's going on? What is it? And I just laid him down. I was like, he can't breathe. I don't know what to do. And she was like, looked one minute at him, and she was like, it's croup. Like, I'll start the shower. It'll help him breathe. And she kind of panicked too. I think at first she was like, what do you want to do? Do you want to take him to the hospital? We can go right now. And I was like, no, I don't know what it is. Like, so we sat in the shower, and I woke my husband up. And at first he was kind of like, why'd you wake me up? If you want to go to the hospital, let's go to the hospital. Because I was like, I don't want to go to the hospital. He's like, so what is it? And then he ended up going to Target and get some Tylenol and juice, because we didn't have any children's medicine here because, we're on vacation. And he came back with a bunch of toys for them. And he was texting back and forth with me because I ended up my son was fine. After 20 minutes in the shower, he was breathing a little bit better. I asked him, I said, do you want to go back to your own bed? I said, do you want to sleep with Daddy? Do you want to sleep with Grandma? Do you want to sleep with me? And he said he wanted to sleep with me. So we laid down, and I was texting my husband while he was at Walmart. And I was like, or he started listening. He's like, I got them this, and this, and this, and this. And I was like, good Lord. And he's like, well, that's what you get for waking me up at 1 a.m., LOL. And I was like, I just panicked. I didn't know what else to do. I hated seeing him like that, too. And he's like, I hated seeing him like that, too. And that's why I shop. I buy toys because I didn't know what else to do. So, but he's fine now. We're going to keep him away from other kids today. So I think we're still going to go to a beach, but a very isolated beach away from other kids, and not run him around or really let him get too worked up to kind of trigger any sort of coughing fits. So it's been a very interesting couple of days, and then we leave tomorrow. We fly home tomorrow. So okay, so let me show you guys my whips real fast. I brought 2 new projects to start with me. What time was it? It was like 7:30. Okay. 2 new projects to start with me because I just didn't feel like bringing current whips. New vacation, new starts. I don't know. I just wanted to start something new, and it was my excuse to start something new. The first thing that I started is something that I have been talking about for quite some time, and it is this medieval castle from Tiny Modernist, and it is only available through Lakeside Needlecraft. It's a UK-based shop, and it is a PDF that I got. I think it was $15. And of course, I did not have color printer, but it is so stinking cute. And this is going to be a birth sampler. Oh my God, I've got facts in the ways for my daughter. So I'm going to write her name and her birth date under the castle, and this is going to be for her birth sampler. I'm going to do a Mario one for my son. So I've started right here on the bottom left with the knight and the table and the fireplace. But there's 2 little scullery maids, the wizard, the king and queen, the cute little princess bed, and there's a princess. I don't know if I'm going to do this dragon. I like the idea of a dragon, but I just don't like how he's charted. It looks almost too cartoony. I don't know. I keep going back and forth. I like him, but then I don't love him. And I mean, it would look just as good without him, but I do really like the idea of a dragon. Maybe I'll find another dragon on a different chart and use that one instead. Or I can just tweak the charting on this one. Oh, and a little bit of shop news, since I'm gonna have to cut this off in like 2 or 3 minutes. I have the next charity pattern figured out. And well, I didn't design it. It's going to be a reproduction. I found the original in my parents' house, on this vacation. It was hanging up on the wall. I said, this cross stitch is awesome. Who did this? And she was like, oh, it was a gift for your great grandma by her best friend back in their school days, I think. So I've looked all over online. I can find no pattern for it, no anything for it, reverse image search, nothing. So I am going to chart it, update the colors. It's going to be fall colors, and then it's going to be the new charity pattern that will release October 1st. So the current one is my Crow Nevermore. No, not Crow Nevermore. Halloween Visitor. And it's a crow, like Edgar Allan Poe's crow. And that is $2 in my Etsy shop. It'll be linked below. And 100% of the proceeds go to a no-kill cat shelter in Colorado Springs. Okay. So this is the linen that I don't know if it's linen, you guys. I still don't know the difference between. I know it's not Aida. Is everything that's not Aida called linen? I don't know. But this is what I'm doing for the medieval castle. If I would have had a color version of the pattern, you would see that it was done on. It was actually custom fabric. And it was green on the bottom, and then it faded to a blue sky. But it was really expensive, and it was coming from the UK, and I was like, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and find like a sky colored fabric. So this fabric I hate with a passion. It is 28 count Bluebell Jobelin even weave. It is not squares, it is rectangles. The little rectangles on this fabric are longer, taller than they are wide. It's very subtle, but it is rectangles. And so it's kind of making my OCD a little crazy. It's still gonna work, but I don't know if it's just this specific fabric. And you're not gonna be able to see it up close, I don't think, but they're definitely taller than they are wide. And it's just driving me nuts. Otherwise, it's good fabric. It's really, really soft. I don't normally use hoops. I stitch in hand, but I cannot stitch in hand with this fabric. It's just too loosey-goosey. But this is the outline. Well, here's the outline of the castle. This is a tree. There's the table. This is going to be the fireplace. So the knight will be here and the 2 chairs. So it's going pretty quickly. I want to say I've put maybe 10 hours into it while I've been here. So it's a 2-level castle with, I think, some maybe turrets on the top. And then I'll have a lot of this fabric left over. I love the pattern. Tiny Modernist does an amazing job of making everything very simple and very easy, and I appreciate that. Okay, so my last one, let me put this on the bed so I remember to move out of the way, is a restart. So, for those of you who followed me since the beginning, you might remember the time that I accidentally was using twice as many threads as I was supposed to on every single cross stitch project. So if a project called for 2 threads, I would take 2, put it on the needle, loop those around to essentially make 4 threads, and then start like that. The 250-hour project that I did for my mom, that's framed downstairs and looks beautiful, was used with 4. And it's not as nice looking as it would have been if I had actually used the 2 that you were supposed to. When I realized that I had been doing it wrong for 10 years, I was in the middle of working on Jack Frost Tree Farm. And once I started doing the 2 threads like I was supposed to, using 4 was very difficult. It was hard. I have carpal tunnel in my wrist, and so it was really hard to kind of do the wrist motions that you need for cross stitching over and over again when you're pushing and having to actually use some force with it. So I tossed my first start with this, and then I restarted it. And I have all the patterns. If you haven't seen them, they're adorable. Actually, I just need one. I think I just need the very last one. And I am doing this. This is my first time using 28 count Monaco, which is what the Real Housewives of Cross Stitch use, and that's the only thing they use, and I can see why. I freaking love it. This is tea coffee dyed, and I did not coffee dye it myself. It's literally called tea coffee dyed, and it is done by the company. It is very, very thick. It's extremely thick and stiff, and it's nice to work on. So I've got almost the whole outline done. I stopped just because I didn't want to have to get another length of the fancy floss out when there's like bunnies and other things that'll use the same color wagon wheel, and I'm just going to wait until I get to that part to finish it. So really, I've just been working on the house, and it's almost done. I just need to do a little bit of the windows and the door and finish the roof over Santa's head, because Santa's going to be right in here. The other thing that I did when I originally started this was I used a mix of Fancy Floss and DMC, and the house looked like butt. It was not cute at all. This gray, I think, the variegated gray, I used with the DMC that was on the chart as the alternative, and it looked awful. It did not, because right now it's supposed to be like a log cabin, and the variegation is beautiful, and the DMC that I picked, it looked awful. And I'm so glad I restarted this with the correct number of threads, and I'm doing Fancy Floss for the entire thing. So that's all I've been working. I would say I put maybe 6 to 7 hours into this, so I'll have a lot of fabric for this left as well. It's kind of same as home. Like, the only time I have to stitch is at night after the kids go to sleep, but I haven't been working. So at home, I typically will work making project bags for about 3 hours a day. And usually at night when the kids are asleep is the only time I have. And so now that I don't have project bags to work on, I get lots of stitching time. So that's been nice. But I left my shop open, and I've sold just 3 bags. So I will be able to get those done. We get in kind of late tomorrow night, so they'll be done Tuesday. But the shop is open if anybody wants project bags, and I will be back to a 3-day turnaround when I get back into town. This is my Fabulous bag. It's so cute. So I have this one in the shop, and then I think I might have just one of this one left. It's really cute. Christmas fire trucks and red trucks and puppies. And then the background is it's a snowflake. You can kind of see one right there. And then I've got my new ones, the Grinch fabric. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Oh, and I have a new one. I haven't made it yet. I bought fabric here. You guys are gonna die. It is so adorable, and it is so perfect for Florida. You'll see. It's so stinking cute. And I also brought this. Oh my god, I didn't realize I had fabric for it already. Oh, this might be another new start tonight. Tiny Modernist Santa's house. For my kids, they would love it. I'm assuming, as a kid, I always love stuff like this. I didn't realize I had fabric in here already. I might start that tonight. Okay, so I need to get going. I hear everyone else is ready. I am going to add some video or some photos of the beach to the end of this video, and you can see the amazing, gorgeous White Sands beach of Destin, Florida. And I grew up here from about 3 years old to 30, and I miss it so much. And this is my first time being back in 4 years, and I am just in heaven. I'm so happy being here with my family and my kids, and letting my kids experience all the things that brought me joy as a kid, taking them to the same beaches, going to my elementary school, going to mini golf. It's called Goofy Golf here. Like, it has been the most amazing vacation ever, and it's just, like I said, I posted on my personal Facebook a couple days ago, one of the most joys I have ever had as a parent has been taking my kids to the places that I have the most fond memories of as a child myself, and seeing them experience the same thing. And it's just a circle of life, and so surreal and so sweet and so much fun. So okay, I'm gonna go. I hope you guys are having a great weekend. I miss you so much. I'm so happy I got lots of stitching time this week. It's just been the best vacation ever. I needed it so bad. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Sunday.